Hi everyone, welcome to Bibbidi Bobbidi Blondes. I'm Savannah,
I'm Carter.
and we are going to talk about all things Disney destinations and Disney in general.
Mhm.
I'm Savannah. I am 28 from North Carolina. I live with my husband Tyler and our two little sweet fur babies. And Carter and I met because we work together.
Yes, and I am 22. I'm almost 23 in just a few weeks. 2 weeks,
We
will be
love it.
23. And I live in Alabama with my husband Zach and our one fur baby, Winnie, who Savannah refers to as Winifred, but her name is
Yes,
Winnie from Winnie the Pooh. So
not Winifred from the
from
Sanderson sisters.
yes, but that it can be her nickname. So
All right. Carter and I met on a company trip, and I met one of our co-agents, one of our friends, Logan. Ironically, at the terminal in the airport, she overheard me talking with a client on the phone and was like, "Are you with this company?" I said, "Yes, I am." So we were talking about how we had free time in the parks the next day before our first like company outing together.
mhm.
And she invited me to go with her and this really cool girl named Carter to Epcot. So we planned to meet up, and that's how we met.
And I saw Savannah on the bridge of the International Gateway, and she was standing there with her Mickey Mouse ears
Love it.
and
Right there.
behind her. And I was like, oh my gosh, hi. And she was like, hi. And then the rest is
I talk with
history.
my hands.
We
It was the
immediately,
blonde hair. It was the
yeah,
blonde hair.
we hit it
Yeah.
off immediately. I don't think we shut up for 4 days straight after that.
Poor Logan. She just listened to us, gab, the whole time.
Uh,
And we've only been friends for like 2 weeks now, which
mhm.
is pretty funny because I was texting Carter last night and I was like, we talked for 3 hours yesterday. And we were like, we're talking about Disney stuff. We should do a podcast. Like,
Yeah,
people might want to hear what we have to say.
yeah.
So
And we
that's what
just
we
feel
do.
like we're not annual pass holders. We don't
Nope,
live in Florida.
we
We
do not.
don't go every month, even though I would
I wish.
love to. Yeah, that's just
It's just
not
not
what.
feasible for everyone.
Yeah. So we kind of wanted to talk about Disney and the parks and the things that we love from the point of view of someone that doesn't get to go all the time. Like
Right.
some of
It's a
the
privilege to get to go.
Exactly. And some of the
Right.
vloggers that I love and watch every single
Oh, yeah.
day go all the time. And so seeing it from the perspective of someone that when they go to the parks still wants to do all of the tourist things
Oh,
and
yeah.
like all of that, I think we thought would be like a different, interesting perspective
Yeah.
and wanted to share.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, exactly like Carter said, and we aren't the people that get to go every few months. We don't live close enough where we
Mhm.
get to go on a weekend with, just a
Right.
casual time. It's something that we have to put planning into, which I think is why we're so good at our jobs. Because, I mean, we made what we love into our careers, and we just want
Hmm.
to share that with everyone.
Yes.
So, for our first episode, Carter, what are we talking about?
We are talking about controversial ride opinions in Walt Disney World and Disneyland specifically.
Yes, so
And
these
that's,
opinions are our own. They're our
yeah,
own opinions. That doesn't
please.
mean they're right or wrong.
No.
This is just what we think, whether it's a ride that people don't tend to like that we
Hmm.
love, or a ride that
Hmm.
people love that we may not be big fans of.
Hmm.
And so we're going to be talking about that a little bit. And, that's how Carter and I actually first bonded. We went to Epcot, and we are both big Marvel and Guardians of the Galaxy fans. And
Huge,
Carter, you were
massive.
wearing your Rocket Raccoon ears when we
I
first
was.
met.
I was wearing
Yes.
my Rocket Raccoon ears and Steve Rogers sweatshirt. So
And
that's
immediately I was like, that's my kind of friend. 10 out of 10.
10 out
So
of 10.
naturally, that's what we had to do first. We had to
Yes.
ride Guardians of the
Guardians of the
Galaxy,
Galaxy.
Cosmic
Yep.
Rewind, which I had never
Mhm.
written, but Carter, you had quite a few times, right?
Yes. I wrote it 4 times on our trip, on our family trip this past summer. So I had been on it, but I was just as excited to ride it, not only again, but
Right,
also with you because you had
right.
never experienced
Nope.
it before, I guess. So I always tell legitimately anyone who will listen to me that it is the greatest ride in the
Oh,
entire
yeah.
world.
I was
Um,
pumped.
I will not shut up about it. It is literally my favorite thing I've ever done. I could walk you through it detail by detail, but it wouldn't prepare you for
Absolutely right.
the ride itself. So I'm hyping it up, telling you like your life is never going to be the same. You are going to die. You are going to come back a different person. Like,
and I'm eating it up. I'm so excited. I was like, this is going to be great.
I left you. You said, let's go. I started walking and left you in my dust because I was so excited.
She did. She did. I think I have that video on my phone somewhere. I'll have to find it because me and Logan are like getting ready for the ride. Carter books it.
I beeline
us. She beeline past the Novacore ship. I'm like taking pictures and she's just on a mission. She is ready. And we have lightning lane passes, which is the new version of the fast pass, right?
Yeah, we can get all into that too.
Oh yeah, of course.
Later, but we had lightning lane.
And a little bit about the ride. Carter, how would you describe it? Is it a calm, relaxing ride or is it a roller coaster?
Well, it is. It is, but first of all, it's a full experience. You have two pre-shows.
Yes,
you have special
which
effects.
Are great.
Yeah, you have special effects. You have even entering the queue. If you have virtual queue or the lightning lane both, you walk into this big grand like dome with all of these like things that are showcasing Xandar. So the premise of the ride is that Xandar, which is where the Guardians go in the very first movie, and Novacore are putting a pavilion in Epcot. So like Norway, like America, like China, those pavilions, this is the Xandar pavilion. So you as the guest are going to experience Xandar. And of course, when you are just about to experience the cosmic generator, which is what they have brought to Epcot to showcase as the like Xandar technology.
Right. And should we let them know who is telling us about the Xandar technology, the actor?
I think you should tell them because you freaked out.
Okay, I did freak out. So for those who have seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and just any wonderful movie in general with Terry Crews, I love that man. I am obsessed with him. He is my spirit animal. Love me some Terry Crews.
Right.
Now, I knew enough about the ride that I could tell my clients about it, that it was very popular. People loved it. But I wanted to go in not knowing too much because I didn't want to ruin the experience.
Right.
It's so rare that we get new Disney experiences as people who are so familiar. Yeah. So Carter's hyping me up. I am clutching her arm with my claws because
as the pre-show's happening.
As the pre-show's happening, I'm like, I'm so excited. And Terry Crews pops on the screen and I lose it. I'm like, this is going to be the greatest experience of my life.
And it was, maybe.
And it was. And so. Rocket Raccoon was there. You see the Guardians, you see Peter Quill. You know, they're pumping you up for what's about to happen.
But and you're about to hop on a ship and it's an escape pod technically, but they have locked the coordinates onto the cosmic generator that was just stolen, and you are about to go with the Guardians of the Galaxy to chase down this celestial evil man, and you're about to get back this cosmic generator. So that's the premise. And so you're so excited because you're about to fly with the Guardians.
Literally was shaking.
I've been on it 6 times, and that's not a lot compared to people that go all the time, but I've been on it 6 times. I still am shaking every time I get off of it. It's incredible. So we get on and I'm like, Savannah, you're gonna lose it.
We're literally hitting each other. I'm going, I'm so excited. She's like, I'm so excited for you. Feeding off each other's energy.
It goes up the little lift hill. And then your car turns, which is not even a spoiler.
That's when I knew. For me, that's when I knew. I was like, okay, so a little background for everyone. I've always been a roller coaster person, but about a year ago, I had some pretty serious health issues. And out of the hospital, it was pretty rough. And that causes me now to get very motion sick. Should have thought about that, but I was too excited. So it turns and I look at Carter. I was like, is there a lot of spinning?
Well, and I also want to preface that I am also a motion sick gal, but roller coasters don't make me motion sick. Screens in 3D make me motion sick. So that ride in particular doesn't bother me, but other rides like Star Tours, for example, make me want to barf. So if you align more with that versus Savannah's, then I can give you an idea of what
I'm a little bit of
may or may not.
Screens aren't as bad for me though. Screens aren't as bad for me. Screens, like with you, like For me, it's
Yeah,
the
that's a
physical
no for
motion.
me. Yeah. So we get ready to launch back. We launch back. We get my favorite song on the ride, which is I Ran. I'm screaming, crying. I'm losing my mind. I'm pointing things out to Savannah as we're flying through the galaxy with the Guardians.
And we were
And
both screaming at first.
yeah, we were. And then about halfway through the ride, you circle around the moon. And that sounds anticlimactic, but in the moment, it is like, I can't even explain it. It's incredible. And so we're circling and I point, I'm like, Savannah, look at the moon. Savannah's silent. I don't hear anything from Savannah.
Screaming at that point.
Yeah. Savannah's done. And so the ride ends and I'm still laughing. I'm shaking. I'm so excited. I turn to her thinking like she's about to tell me that this was the greatest moment of her life. And she is just and is not talking.
Pale as a ghost. Not speaking. Pale as a
sweating.
Ghost. Literally
sweating.
Literally drenched.
And you didn't throw up and you didn't pass out.
Okay, so here's the thing. If I had been with anyone else, I would have. Okay. The whole time I'm writing this. So, the first few seconds, I'm like, this is fun. I can do this. And then I'm like, it starts getting really intense. And I'm like, I can't do this. I just met these really cool new friends. And I had known nobody coming into this company trip. I had never met anybody. I talked to one person a little bit, but really not too much. So I was very nervous going in. So I wanted to make a good impression. And I was like, Savannah, these girls aren't going to want to be friends with you if you vomit and pass out.
Which is not even true. But
now I know that. You were would have been fine. But in that moment, I was like, I cannot start this trip this way. So I'm focusing, just don't pass out. Don't throw up. It's going to be fine.
And you didn't.
And I didn't. But the 3 hours after, I mean, gosh, Carter, I mean, how many times so first of all, when you get off the ride, do you go down or up the stairs first?
You go both. You go up and then down.
There's a staircase you go up and then flat and then back down. And I'm stumbling.
Which is a mistake. They shouldn't have done that anyways. No. Yeah.
I'm holding onto the wall. I am stumbling. Things are spinning. We get outside to the ride. One of our friends, Logan, she's like, oh, my head hurts. I need some Advil. So I'm trying to dig in my purse, my backpack for some stuff. Yeah. I must have dropped every single thing in that backpack.
Yeah.
And I don't think I was speaking clearly. And to be honest, when Carter was asking, she was like, oh, how'd you like the song I ran? I was like, what song? And she was like, well, did you at least like the story? I was like, what story? Could not tell you a single thing that happened that entire ride. So,
no, go ahead.
My controversial opinion is that Guardians of the Galaxy was built as a torture machine. I think if you love it, that's great. Not for me. Could not pay me enough money to write it again. Now, that being said, it is perfect for thrill seekers. However, not me. No, ma'am. I will wait in line with you. I will watch the pre-show. I will send you off on the car. No, ma'am. Could not pay me to get on that thing again. I thought it was gonna. I literally texted my husband and was like, I think I'm dying. And Carter's like,
for me,
giving me like Powerade, making sure I'm drinking water. She's checking me, she's like, are you okay? I am just paste white, covered in sweat. Which, to be fair, I'm a sweaty gal. It's not abnormal, but it was a lot.
It was excessive. It looks like you were sick. Like it looked like you were.
I was sick. I was literally sick. Yeah. And to make me feel better, we went on my favorite ride of all time, which is our next controversial ride. Carter, my favorite ride was this ride. What was your reaction?
I said, is it actually your favorite, or are you like being funny that you just enjoy it? And
okay, first of all, it is my favorite ride.
And
it's
that's
my favorite.
Great.
It's great, but it's not something you would expect.
Right.
I don't think anyone else is anyone else's favorite ride. Just me.
I think the land has a nice little cult following. I do think that there are some people that really genuinely love it. And I think it's cool. I think you learn a lot. It's a nice
that's literally why I love it. It is educational. It is air conditioned. So for those who don't know the land, it's in Epcot. It is in the Land Pavilion, which is near the Seas Pavilion, because Epcot has the World Showcase, and then it has World Discovery. Which
going with the theme of like the Xandar Pavilion, it's the same.
Exactly.
thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
So the land pavilion, which is also where Soarin' is, it is found.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and Test Track isn't too far from there either.
Yeah.
It's near some of the bigger rides, but when people say, "What's your favorite ride?" And I'm like, "The Land." They're like, "Are you kidding?"
Really?
So what the Land is, it's not a roller coaster. It's a boat ride. It never has a long wait. You get to go see hydroponics. They show vegetables growing that they serve at the Garden Grove restaurant. It is so stinking cute. And Carter's just like, okay. And sometimes they grow like watermelons and pumpkins into the shapes of a Mickey. Like they have this really cool contraption. And it's like a plastic cover that they put around the plant. And it grows into the shape of Mickey. It's so stinking cute. There's never a long wait. It's educational. You see live fish.
Yeah.
They show fish and they show plants. And it is the best ride ever.
So see, going along with that of rides that we love that may not be loved by others, this is not really a ride, but MuppetVision 3D.
Oh my God, the freaking Muppets. Carter, listen, I love you and I respect you. The Muppets are terrifying.
No.
The Muppets are terrifying.
I love the Muppets.
Don't blink.
They're Muppets.
Exactly. I'm sorry. The Muppets are terrifying. I went with my friend's family. I had never seen the MuppetVision because my family, we're not Muppet people. Okay. We're like, that's no. I don't like
that. not for you. Yeah. That's fine.
But here's the thing. I'm sorry. I don't get it. I don't get the Muppets. It's terrifying. That one Muppet movie. So there's two. There's two specific scenes where Gonzo, the blue one with the big nose,
everyone knows who Gonzo is except for you, Savannah.
Okay, well, you know what, Carter? Maybe there's some of our, our audience out there also dislikes the Muppets. And I only know Gonzo's name because my lovely friend's mom loves the Muppets and she told me his name. But they torture Gonzo in multiple movies and episodes. And
he's Gonzo the Great.
Great about that man. Or I'm sorry, not man. What is he?
He's like a bird type thing.
He doesn't have wings.
I love MuppetVision. I think it's a great little show for you to go catch some air conditioning. Hollywood Studios can be a really hot park.
Oh, so I can very much.
So I feel like going in there and getting some air conditioning and you're watching a fun little show. And
it's not a fun little show. It's terrifying.
They have live actors in the show.
I'm fully aware. And I think that is a really cool element. And I will say, I love shows at Disney World. The Frozen Ever After Sing Along, hands down one of my favorite attractions.
Frozen Sing Along, 10 out of 10. Yes.
10 out of 10. It snows. The comedians are funny. And there's no terrifying Muppets. I will never understand. And I didn't like Sesame Street as a kid either. They're terrifying. I mean, no, no, ma'am. I'm happy for you. You could not pay me.
I'm ready.
I would rather ride Guardians.
I'll take you up on that.
You know that's a statement for me.
I'll take you up on that
statement. So, okay, I know. I take it back.
Okay, wait. So now that we have talked some about the rides that we love, that other people might hate, what are some rides that we hate or that we prefer something else? Like it doesn't have to be a hate because I have a hate and I can go first. I have a hate.
Okay, please do. Tell me your wrong opinion.
You already know what it is.
I'm aware. I'm ready. Please tell the audience.
Dinosaur at Disney's Animal Kingdom Park.
Incorrect. Okay. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to let you say your piece.
Thank you
and
so
then
much.
I'll tell you why you're wrong.
Okay, that's fine. So I think that ride is the scariest ride at Walt Disney World. I think
it's a little scary. It is a little scary.
It's scary. I think that when you go in, first of all, it's rough. I've almost lost my ears on that ride, and the ears were in the pouch. Like it is rough. It is jerky. It is dark. It is yeah. And then there's lots of like beeping because you're supposed to be like a time machine. So there's a lot of like beeping and noises. And the T-Rex or whatever. Is it a T-Rex? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a T-Rex. Well, there's lots of dinosaurs, but
the big one, the big scary one.
I'm pretty sure it's a T-Rex.
It's some sort of, or it's a dinosaur that has a different name that we don't know that looks just like
It's very possible, but
T-Rex.
I always call it the T-Rex.
To the T-Rex, and he is legitimately chasing you throughout the jungle. And every single time that he chases you, would you like to guess what happens? Does your vehicle keep moving, or does it stop and let it come out at you first?
I'm gonna let you tell the people, Carter.
It stops, and then its big head comes out like 4 different times, and then the very end, it comes at you from the ceiling.
It's scary
with lights, and you dive under it, and it is. I'll ride it, like I will ride it, but I don't enjoy it.
See, I think it's baffling to me. It is baffling that you will say that Dinosaur is intense and Guardians isn't. It's smooth. It's smooth, but it whips you. Dinosaur, it's a good time. You're off-roading in the jungle in prehistoric times. I am a big dinosaur fan. I think they're so cool.
In general.
A fun ride.
Like dinosaurs in general, not Dinosaur the ride.
No, both.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I actually was alive when the movie came out. So for me, I remember when...
Hold on.
Yeah.
There's a movie?
Jesus. Carter.
There's a movie? Like, for real?
Was it a good movie? No. Was it a popular movie? Also no. But did they have McDonald's toys of little dinosaur heads that you put on your hand? Yes.
So is that why in the pre-show he's like, hello there? That's why that's because it was a movie?
Yes. So it's a movie. So here's what it is: literally about dinosaurs during the actual like meteor hitting the earth, and they're all trying to.
That's sad.
No, it's sad. And there's like these creepy looking humanoid monkeys. It is a wild time.
Okay.
But I remember when Dinosaur the Ride came out, it was really popular. And I still love it. It's so nostalgic for me because it really does bring me back. But also, it's just fun. It is rough. It throws you around.
It does.
There's dinosaurs. And I will say, it wasn't my most favorite ride in Hollywood Studios growing up. I really like
Animal Kingdom.
Well, this isn't in. Oh, I'm sorry. The ride I'm about to mention wasn't in either. But I love Ellen's Universe of Energy, which I don't know if you ever rode. Did you? Oh my God, Carter.
I know what it is, though. I know what it is, but I just didn't.
That was my first favorite ride, and the land was second. But now they've switched because
yeah.
But it was a slow ride through dinosaurs. It was great, but I can't do that anymore. So Dinosaur is like that,
slow,
but it is not slow. It is a wild time, and I could see why you would dislike it. And I tell all my clients. I tell them, just a heads up, it is rough. Yes. It is loud. It is dark. It might scare your child. Because I'm gonna tell someone, write it and not like prepare
especially them. If they say like, my kids love dinosaurs. I'm like, that's great, but you need to be aware that this ride is not just a dinosaur ride. Like,
it's intense.
Yeah. But go ahead.
Intense, and nobody ever talks about how intense Dinosaur is. Like, it's an intense ride.
Yeah. It is. And I think that I enjoy the line, and I think that the concept of the ride, I'm for it. The ride vehicle, very impressive. I do prefer Indiana Jones in Disneyland to that because it's the same ride vehicle.
Yes, it is.
But I'm so afraid of dinosaurs. Like, I
didn't know this.
Oh, I'm so scared of them. I think they're terrifying.
I mean, they're terrifying. But wait, have you seen Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Is it scary for you?
The first one, like the original one, did. Yeah. The second two were kind of not as good. And then Jurassic World, when they're in that ball and the T-Rex takes his claw and pulls it, I was sitting in the movie theater like,
no, man.
I did like. I will watch but like, I'm also afraid of sharks, but like, I'm gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, sharks are terrifying. On a totally unrelated note, have you heard of a megalodon? Do you know what that is? Because and they're literally the size of a school bus.
And they are Universal. They do a roll over the water in the Velocicoaster called a megalodon roll. That's why I know what it is.
This is actually a mosasaur roll. I am so sorry.
Are you kidding? I think that
Yeah.
ride would really scramble my eggs.
I
Like,
think you would actually die.
I would. And it's funny because I used to love roller coasters. Like,
That
love
ride's
it.
intense.
Is it
It's
really?
intense. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
I I was I
Dang.
was shaking after that ride. It was
You
a
were?
mhm.
See, I feel like
I
it would.
would do it. I would do it again though. Like
Yeah.
it didn't make me not want to do it.
Is it
It
like
was
just really fast, or is it
mhm.
like hills, like upside down? Like,
It's really fast. It has a launch, so it's really fast. And the premise is that you're going through like the Velociraptor cages. So you're supposed to be in the Velociraptor paddock,
right.
and you're supposed to be like racing them or just experiencing them on a new level, I guess. I don't really
It's up
know.
close encounter with them because you're going so
Yeah,
fast they can't catch
they
you,
can't get
right?
you.
Right.
So, but you're like kind of weaving in and out of these rocks. So it's like really close. It's not a lot of like jerky. It's very smooth, but you're kind of doing this number a
Right.
lot. And then there's two launches, and there's like, if you Google a picture, it has this huge like arch looking thing.
We could
And so
insert here.
yes, we're going to insert a picture. And it launches you and you go up and over it. So it's kind of like it's like 180 degree, or what is that?
Right.
Is it 180 degrees drop?
I'm
Is that
pretty
what that,
sure.
or an 80-degree
No,
drop, or however?
180 degrees is flat. So it would be 90
A
because
90-degree. Yes. It's something along those lines.
yeah.
But it's not like that wasn't even the intense part because you're going so fast. It doesn't even like feel like you're doing it's
Really?
the whole ride. But we also, Savannah, we did it at like 8 a.m.
What?
So
Not me. No, not me.
and we hadn't eaten breakfast yet.
Harder.
So we were all like, we were down for the count. It was brutal.
Oh my. Oh, I'm assuming you had to get some Powerades.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Because every time I felt sick on a ride, Carter was like, get a Powerade.
Get a Powerade.
Get
Yeah.
a Powerade.
Get
It
electrolytes.
works.
Yeah.
The
Electrolytes. Get it in you.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
So
Well,
dinosaurs, that was mine.
that's how we got to this conversation.
Yes.
So you don't like it. I love it. And there's another ride that you don't like. Or not that you said you didn't like it, but you said you wouldn't wait 2 hours for it. And it broke my heart.
I know. And
first of all, the ride is Peter Pan's Flight in Magic Kingdom. For those
I do like it. I do like it. I like the ride. Yeah.
But you wouldn't wait 2 hours, and I disagree.
No. I would not wait more than 35 minutes for it.
Well, here's the thing. It always has a long line. I have never seen Peter Pan's Flight with a short line. Am I correct?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Would you use a Genie Plus reservation on it?
Yeah, I have. I mean, I've done when there was Fast Pass, we did a Fast Pass for it.
Okay.
But it was like on our last day when we've already done.
Oh my! It's not a first dayer for you?
No.
Oh, that's one of the first rides I ride when I go.
Well, why didn't we do it this time? Because the wait was too long, I guess. Yeah.
You guys didn't want to wait for it. I suggested it for the record.
We rode Winnie the Pooh. We rode Winnie the Pooh instead.
Okay, and we both love Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, love Winnie the Pooh.
Cute, except for the woozles. Those are scary.
Yeah, the woozles are scary. We don't mess with the woozles.
It's a similar like slow ride because Peter Pan's Flight is not a crazy ride. It's taking you through
it's a dark ride. Yeah.
Yeah. It's taking you through the story of Peter Pan. You literally fly over London and see all the teeny streets and it's so cute. Yes. And I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, it was one of the original rides when the park first opened.
Yeah, they had when it opened, I'm gonna get the author wrong.
Oh wait, I'm gonna look it up. Tell me.
There was an author that rode the ride, and he wrote Walt Disney, and it's in the Imagineering documentary on Disney Plus. If you've seen that, it's really good. You need to. It's really, really good. But he wrote Walt Disney, and he was like, I would just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart because today I got to fly out of a child's bedroom window and over the city of London and into Never Never Land. And it was like, well, who doesn't want to do that every single day? Like, that sounds amazing.
It's an amazing ride. And it's one of the first rides I remember riding. And so for me, I would wait 2 hours.
It's a great ride. I wouldn't wait 2 hours, but it is a great ride. I think that Walt did that in the 50s.
Yeah.
That's what's mind-blowing to me.
That is crazy. What year did the ride, or what year did Walt Disney World open, Carter?
Disney World or Disneyland?
Disney World.
Disneyland was 55.
Yes.
And Disney World was 71.
You were correct. Good job.
Thanks. I know my trivia.
You sure do. Fun fact, side little note, they have Disney trivia aboard the Disney Cruise Line.
I would win.
You would kill it. You would
I would win.
I would win. You would do so well.
I don't know when that ride opened though. I don't know if it was there on opening day or not.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Let's find out, Carter, because this podcast is about learning things.
It's all about learning. And when did Peter Pan's flight open? Disneyland.
What year did Disney World?
You want Disney World? Because Walt was already passed, so he didn't work on that one. He only worked on Disneyland.
I knew that.
Yeah,
I knew that for the record.
You did. I know that you knew that.
Peter Pan's flight, 1955.
So it was there. So it was opening day. Okay.
Wow. And Jungle Cruise, which
I did know that one.
I love Jungle Cruise.
I love Jungle Cruise.
So
Jungle
fun.
Cruise is great. Yeah, Jungle Cruise, 10 out of 10. Peter Pan's flight, 10 out of 10. I just wouldn't wait for it.
I think that's controversial personally, but
it's too short.
You know what? It is what it is. And there's one more Disney World ride that we were talking about when we were planning this episode.
Yeah.
That
do you agree with me or not?
About what?
About the ride that we're about to talk about. Do you agree with me or
I
no?
disagree.
Really?
I really do. Okay. So tell them what the ride is, Carter, and your very controversial opinion.
I think that the Great Movie Ride was a better suit for Hollywood Studios. Is that the right phrasing?
Was not the part.
Oh, I think it's better. It's better.
Okay.
I think it's better than Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. But I don't dislike Mickey and Minnie's. I think Mickey and Minnie's should have been its own entity. And I think they should have kept the Great Movie Ride. But I do think they should have updated it to make the movies newer. But I think the idea of riding through the movies in Hollywood Studios with a whole interactive element of the actors coming out and all, that's Hollywood Studios. That's what Michael Eisner wanted the park to be like.
Okay, so I think it should have kept it. Back my opinion then, because originally when we were talking, Carter and I had said she thinks that Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway is not as good as Great Movie Ride. I disagree with that. However, the Great Movie Ride theming does fit in better with Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
I do wish they would have just updated it and made it more relevant, because here's the thing. Carter, how old are you?
I'm 22.
Carter, have you seen or even know all the movies in the Great Movie Ride?
I've seen some of them.
Okay, you've seen the classics. Everybody's seen The Great Wizard of Oz. And for those who don't know, the Great Movie Ride was in Hollywood Studios, which was formerly MGM.
Yes.
It was one of the iconic rides in the Chinese Palace Theater. That's the correct name, correct?
Yeah, it was the marquee attraction in Hollywood Studios when it opened in it was the late 80s.
Yes, in the late 80s. Yeah. And so the fact that they changed this, really what was the ride at Hollywood Studios for the longest time was huge. It was a lot of controversy, a lot of backlash.
It would be like changing Spaceship Earth, changing the ride. It would be like the equivalent
should be
of
updated,
that.
By the way.
It should be updated.
We love Spaceship Earth.
Yes, we had the best time on Spaceship Earth.
The absolute blast of our lives on Spaceship Earth.
It should be updated. It should be yeah.
And same thing with Great Movie Ride. It should have been updated, but here's the thing. Everyone's seen Wizard of Oz, but did you see the original Tarzan, Man of the Apes?
No.
No. Did you see Alien?
Heck no. I didn't see Alien.
Did you see whatever the mobster movie was? I mean, I'm 6 years older than you, and I haven't seen most of the movies that were in the Great Movie.
I've seen Mary Poppins. I've seen Wizard of Oz. I've seen Casablanca.
I have not seen that one, ironically.
I think that's old.
No, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
I've seen Indiana Jones, and I've seen that one probably the most out of.
Yes. Same.
Yeah, I really do like Indiana Jones.
Most of the kids going to Hollywood Studios had no idea what these movies were. Their parents liked the ride, which, don't get me wrong, it was great. Alien terrified me.
I closed my eyes every time we got up to that scene.
Every time.
And it would go, and it would drop.
And I just, I literally put my ears.
Yes.
But nobody knew what it was. They should have refurbished it with, I wouldn't say new kitschy movies, but ones that are still classics, like refurbish the Wizard of Oz section, refurbish the Mary Poppins section, and put some new ones in there.
Yeah.
And I do think they should have kept it. But I will say, I do think Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway is better than the old Great Movie Ride.
I think obviously like the technology is really cool. I think it brings another kid-friendly ride into the park that kids really want to ride, and that it's like good for them. Not that the Great Movie Ride wasn't. Yeah, and not that the Great Movie Ride was bad for kids, but like as a kid, I was like, let's go ride Rock and Roller Coaster or whatever. Like I didn't care as much to ride the Great Movie Ride. But as I'm older and I know more about the parks and like the history of the parks, I feel like having it in the Chinese theater, like that made sense.
Yes.
But Mickey and Minnie's is really cute. It's really good. And I really like the story. And I think that they put it in Toontown and Disneyland. Brilliant.
Perfect.
That's perfect. I love it.
Perfect. I think they should have put Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway in Magic Kingdom in Disney World. I think that would have been a better fit. But where would they have put it?
Storybook Circus.
Oh, that's controversial. I love Storybook Circus.
Oh, I do too. Yeah. They could put it back there. Like they could add it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying remove it. And I was like,
no, I love Storybook.
Splash and Soak area is one of my favorites. It's so
but like
Barnstormer.
Think about that. Like the theming is like
the theming. It makes more sense.
It would make sense.
It makes way more sense.
So that's a little less controversial because I don't hate it at all.
No. But it's still
I prefer the
like
old.
I get what you're saying. However, it needed either an update or a replacement. And they went with replacement. And at the end of the day, I think they should have refurbished it. And just, you know,
if they were going to replace it, and if they were going to replace it, I think this ride is a good fit.
Great ride.
Right. That's my 2 cents on that.
It's not like they did with the do you remember Stitch's Great Escape?
Oh dear. Yeah.
It was bad. It was
bad.
Not good.
And I remember
bad. My family went opening day.
Wow.
We were big Lilo and Stitch fans. Huge. We literally stayed at the Polynesian for that trip.
For Lilo and Stitch. I love it.
We waited like 4 hours in line. I remember
for Stitch's Great Escape.
For Stitch. Opening day though. Opening day 4 hours isn't bad.
But for that?
Oh, well, no. Here's what happened. So fun fact, I loved Lilo and Stitch so much that I founded the Lilo and Stitch fan club in my neighborhood. And I forced my neighbors to be in it. I was president. I'm so embarrassed of this fact now as an adult. But, it is what it is. We would have meetings and talk about the show. But anyway, so I was a Stitch fan. I was a Lilo and Stitch fan. Hated it. I remember walking out of, because it's more of a show than a ride.
It's weird is what it is.
It's weird. And I just remember looking at my mom and I was like, that wasn't good. And she was like, I am so glad that you did this big Disney World trip for this. And we still had a great time, but it was not good. And you know what it replaced though? What
I don't
used
know.
to be there? Do you really know? Oh my gosh.
I don't think so.
So the movie Alien, it was literally what Stitch's Great Escape was, but with Alien, and it was scary. So, like,
are you serious?
It was a scary ride, Carter. Look it up on YouTube.
What was it called? I'm looking it up. What was it called?
Let's look it up. The Alien.
Yeah, because that is the scariest thing I've ever heard in my life.
No, it was a genuine scary ride, and they took it out because it did not fit in with the vibe of Magic Kingdom. So I looked it up.
When did it open? When did Stitch open?
1996.
Stitch opened in 1996?
No, Alien Encounter opened in 1996. And it was called Alien Encounter Extraterrestrial. So, extraterrestrial, but terror. It was meant to be scary. And, there's a part in Stitch's Great Escape where, like, water comes down. It was blood. It was meant to be blood in the original ride. It was like blood is trickling down. No, it was meant to be a scary ride. And they were like, why is this at Disney World? So they replaced it with Stitch's Great Escape.
Okay.
And it bombed. It was only, let's look up when it opened, Stitch's Great Escape.
Well, I'm glad even though I thought Stitch was scary.
Oh, literally me. And for those who don't know, Carter and I are both
Scaredy
weenies.
cats. Yeah.
And I think that leads us to our last Disney World one that we both dislike.
Oh, we're gonna get hate.
People are gonna hate. People aren't gonna watch this.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact: Stitch's Great Escape opened in 2004.
So I was 4.
It was not popular, but anyway, the ride that Carter and I both dislike that everybody loves is.
I think. Wait. Oh. We don't dislike it.
Oh, I dislike.
I prefer to not. I don't.
That's what disliking is.
Yeah, you're right.
You just don't want to say that you dislike it.
I don't.
Okay. You want me to say it?
We dislike
the Haunted Mansion. So let's preface this by saying it is a very beloved Disney World ride. And I could see why people would like it. However, I don't like Halloween. I don't think like anything spooky. Could not pay me enough money. Like if somebody said Savannah, $1 billion going to haunted house. No, ma'am.
$1 billion? I would maybe do it for $1 billion.
I genuinely think I would have a heart attack and die. I really believe
like
that.
like a real haunted house or like
a real haunted house. Like I've ridden Haunted Mansion. I would ride that.
Okay.
But like a real haunted house. Like I don't do anything scary. And although Haunted Mansion is not scary, it's spooky.
Agreed.
I'm just not a fan. I don't like ghouls.
When the mummy is like doing this and it's like, let me out. One time we got stuck there.
No, ma'am.
I got on my phone and started like going through Instagram because I was like, I don't like being near this, and stopped. I don't like it.
I don't like the green zombie that pops out behind one of the headstones. I know like that stuff. Nope. And here's the thing: it is always a long wait. You know, I don't want to use one of my beloved Lightning Lane passes
for Haunted Mansion. Yeah,
and I'm certainly not going to wait in line.
No, and I will. The only part that I do genuinely enjoy on the ride,
I think I'm gonna know,
is the ballroom scene, like the peppers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. I think that's really cool, but like the pre-show, terrifying.
When there's a noose hanging above you,
what the heck?
We're in Disney World. Why is there a noose? I don't like this.
I don't. No, I'm not a fan.
And he says there's always my way, and then it crashes, and then
oh my gosh,
there's the thing, and I'm like, so you're gonna end our lives?
Yeah.
But I will like couple that with the fact that I love Tower of Terror, but but it does but I feel like because Tower of Terror is fun at the end, like it's like a fun ride, that I will go through the spooky, to do, which because honestly goes great. We didn't even plan to set this up like this, but this goes great. It's our
yes. So Carter and I have the same opinion on this one, which is definitely going to be controversial. I feel like every person I've told this to has told me you're wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
This leads us to Disneyland, which Carter, where's Disneyland?
Disneyland is in Anaheim, California. Yes. I will be there in 2 weeks for my birthday, and I cannot wait. I'm so
I could not be more jealous. I'm going to be watching from afar.
Yes,
Who am I going to talk to?
You can still talk to me.
You aren't going to FaceTime me for 3 hours every day at Disneyland, Carter.
But I'll still FaceTime you.
Okay, great.
Okay, great.
10 out of 10.
So we already established that we love Marvel, that we love Guardians of the Galaxy, and now we've established that we love Tower of Terror.
For the ride, the theming.
What could be better than meshing the two and getting Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout?
It is the coolest, and I love the pre-show.
Love it.
Rocket Raccoon. 10 out of 10.
I know what he says. Like I can go along with him and what he says because I've watched it so much because I love him so much. I love the little animatronic rocket when he falls out of the air conditioning vent. I'm obsessed with him.
Oh my gosh, same. We love Rocket.
I love it.
Only Rocket Raccoon stands here.
Yes, exactly.
And here's the thing. It takes the ride that I loved, takes the theming I hated, and puts it with another thing that I loved.
Yes.
And at Christmas, they also make it Christmas themed. Like how cool is that a ride changes because it's Christmas?
Like
that's so cool.
That ride in particular, again, this is not my words, this is Imagineering, so you should watch that. It is really good. But they say like when you ride Tower of Terror, it provokes the emotion of fear because it's a scary ride. so you're waiting to free fall and drop from the elevator. Like that's the climax of the ride. With Mission Breakout, it's more of we're going up and down, and they're focusing more on the weightless feeling, on the like the giggling feeling versus the screaming we're falling. Now, it is the same up and down
ride
drop, but they play fun. They play Elvis. They play Michael Jackson. And
they're
you're
focusing
with
on
Rocket,
the fun feeling, which is more in tune with Disney, if you ask me.
Yes, yeah.
Disney and Fear.
But the Tower of Terror, I think the reason that you can say that it's like really Disney is because of the storytelling, and they do a fantastic job with the storytelling of the second that you enter the line, you see like all of that stuff. But with Mission Breakout, like you are seeing it's
the collector's stuff when you go through.
Yes, and Cosmo the dog, and he he reacts and like wags his tail, like it's oh my gosh,
fantastic. Even if you're not a Marvel fan, just like with Tower of Terror in Disney World, even if you're not a spooky fan, it's still great because the ride is so great.
Yeah.
So, and then in Disneyland, and I personally wish they would do that to the Disney World one, but I really think people would be mad.
And I don't know what though, like Sunset Boulevard is one of my favorite places in all of Disney World. I don't know what like I don't know if it was Guardians. I don't know how they would fit that theming into Sunset Boulevard.
No, that's fair.
You know, but I prefer Mission Breakout
obviously
100 times over.
That's the whole thing with the Disney parks. It has to make sense with the theming. And with Mission Breakout being near Adventures Campus, it works with the theming.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I don't think it would fit with Hollywood Studios.
But Mission Breakout, like truthfully, I mean, we're going to Disneyland because it's a vacation and we're going to go and it's going to be so much fun. But like we are going specifically on my birthday, and we are doing the early entry into the park so that I can specifically go to Mission Breakout and ride it as many times as I can before there's a line. Like that is the purpose of that morning visit.
This is your favorite ride.
Oh, it's my favorite ride of all time.
Out of all the Disney parks, I would say.
Even more than Cosmic Rewind, even though Cosmic Rewind is more... Cosmic Rewind is way more impressive. It's more mind-blowing. But like, I could not sit on Cosmic Rewind and do it all day long. I could sit on Mission Breakout.
Yes. The rideability of Mission Breakout, you can go over and over, you'll be fine.
It doesn't make you sick unless you...
It doesn't make me sick.
Yeah, I mean, I feel
like the stomach feeling, which some people don't like. Personally, that's what I like most about rides is I like the big drops. I don't want to go upside down. I don't want to go backwards. I don't want to spin. I want this big. I want to feel like my stomach is in my throat.
Yes. But I also will say though that on a Mission Breakout, every time you or Tower of Terror, every time you ride it, you're like leading up to my stomach's gonna drop. But honestly, it's
you don't know how high you're gonna go.
That's not that bad. Cool. And it's not that bad.
It's not bad.
Like you kind of go, woo, and then it's like and then they shoot you up and you kind of float and then you kind of go back down and it's like
I love the floating. You're literally out of your scene for a few seconds. And
it's so cool.
I'm flying.
Yeah. So did we have any other in Disneyland or was that was our
I think that was it for us for Disneyland. The only I do have one.
Yes.
And then we can close out and we'll tell what our next episode's going to be.
Okay, great.
But Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Do you know what that is?
Yes, I do.
Ridden it myself. I don't want to.
I have.
I don't want to.
No. Because
love frogs, love toads. Don't like the ending.
Let me tell you how confused I was. When we got on this ride, I was like, I'm driving a little car. I've seen Mr. Toad and Ichabod Crane or whatever. Like I've seen that.
Yes.
And so I'm getting on and we're going through and I'm like, Mr. Toad, there's the Wesselton brothers, the little weasels, I've you're like, this is great. So then the train comes and I was like, oh dear, we're getting hit by it.
So did you know what happens at the end of the ride?
I knew that you died essentially, but I didn't really know that it just ended.
Got it.
Because you go to hell.
You go to hell
with a dragon.
It's I don't think I could do that. That stuff, I don't mess with that. I
It's
don't mess.
it was really like it was comical because I was so confused. And then the
Right.
judge comes out and like with devil horns.
Oh no, ma'am. Mm-mm.
Yes.
That would
I was
scare me,
like,
even as an adult. Like, I don't mess.
we were going and I was like, what is literally happening right now? Also, on the same note,
Yes.
Pinocchio,
Oh, that movie's terrifying.
did you know that they I say did
I'm
you
ready.
know? Of
I'm
course
ready.
you know.
I'm
Did you
ready.
know that they turn bad children into donkeys and sell them to a salt mine?
Okay, so fun story. My friend and I went on a Disney cruise a few years ago, and on the
Okay,
Disney cruise, most of the movies are preloaded on to the TV.
fair. Fair.
So
Because there's no Wi-Fi. Yeah.
every night we would watch a Disney movie we haven't seen in a long time, like Alice in Wonderland, which is
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan, that kind of stuff. So we
Yeah.
watched Pinocchio. That movie is terrifying.
Mhm.
Okay. He literally turns children into donkeys and then sells them.
It's so terrifying.
It's terrifying. And it
Mhm.
drink.
It's
And a kids movie. And they get drunk.
because I
No.
feel like I know I've probably seen Pinocchio at some point in my life, but I feel
Watched
like
it as a kid, but I
as a
didn't.
kid,
I don't think I watched it when I was
no,
like, aware of truly what was happening. I was just like,
correct.
oh, there were kids and now there are donkeys. Not,
And there's
oh,
a big whale.
they
There's like
came to
Jonah
rob
and the
them.
whale. That's all I knew.
I like that you immediately went to Jonah and the whale.
Jonah and the whale. Because it like does it eat him or does it just
He
scare him?
eats them.
He eats it.
Monstro.
Okay.
So
See?
Monstro
There
is
we
the
go.
name of the whale, and
Okay.
Monstro eats them. So he had previously eaten Pinocchio's dad, and then Pinocchio, or wait,
That's so scary.
it's a scary movie. I'm
It's
just
scary.
saying.
And in the ride, when you get turned into a donkey, you like go in this like yeah. Well, I mean,
Oh, that's right, in Disneyland, because
yeah, in
I've
Disneyland.
only been to California Adventure. I haven't been to Disneyland.
You gotta go to Disneyland.
Oh, look at
But
you.
like, yeah, so it goes dark. Then you see the outline of a cage, and you go
Oh,
into the cage, and then you hear them like you hear the donkeys literally crying, like, I want to go home. Like,
no,
this is the
that's
scariest thing I've
no.
ever seen in my life. I was writing it and I was like, how is this allowed? I don't understand.
How is this a ride?
It was so scary. And it was called Pinocchio's Daring Journey. And then like after, the whale comes up and then you kind of turn a corner and then you see the blue fairy and she's like,
I got you.
yeah, I'm here. And then Geppetto's like, Pinocchio. And then that's in. It's in.
Dude, that movie is scary. And I think that is a great way to end our first one.
Well, wait, can I tell you a fun fact? That's a fun fact for me but I didn't know this. And you're going to say, Carter, I knew this because you're older than me.
For everyone who knows, I'm under 30. I'm 28.
Yeah.
But Carter,
you're like a whole high school age, like a group older than me. So I feel
me that.
But I feel like you're more like like about Stitch.
Yes.
Like, I didn't know about the alien thing. True. You know what I mean? In downtown Disney, the nightclub for the young adults was called Pleasure Island.
Oh, I'm aware. No, downtown Disney in Disney World as well, because they still have downtown Disney and Disneyland.
That is so scandalous.
No, it was popping. They had nightclubs, they had Pleasure Island, like it was popping. And then Disney was like, we are gonna change this.
As they honestly, that's probably wise.
No, it makes sense. But the fact that they
Pleasure Island.
That is wild to me.
That was my fun fact that I learned a few months ago.
Carter, I think we should end every episode with a fun fact.
With a fun fact?
Yes,
I love it.
Okay. So thank you everybody for joining us for our very first episode of Bibbidi Bobbidi Blondes. Next episode, today we talked about controversial ride opinions. We're going to be talking about controversial dining opinions because, of course, what is Disney World without some amazing dining reservations, quick service, all that good stuff. So thanks for joining us. Give us a follow, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.